Hello everyone and welcome back to the EDH Jank Center, your source for everything Commander and everything Jank. I am your host, Jordan or Prairies, you can call me either, and today we got a list, but I think I can barely see it through all this fog. Oh man. So sorry about that, guys. I couldn't really think of another way to segue, so here we are. Today we've got another list. This is top 5 fogs that aren't fog. One of the main things that differentiates Commander from other formats in Magic the Gathering is that we can only have one copy of each card in the deck. And I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely needed to prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn more than once in a game. So I set out on a journey to find me the best fogs that aren't fog. Things that I can include in my decks in addition to this amazing card so that I can be preventing combat damage multiple times in a game and thwarting my friends who most definitely thought they had this game in the bag. So without further ado, let's get right into it, folks, but we can't start the list off without talking about the OG Fog. 1 green mana instant. This one's from Core Set 2014, which is kind of when they stopped printing Fog. Wizards has kind of stopped. Anyways, it says prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because, yeah, it's Fog. It comes in clutch. It's designed to. So let's get into our other fogs. Our first one being Batwing Broom, 1 in white or black, instant from Eventide. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn if white was spent to play Batwing Broom. Each player loses 1 life for each attacking creature he or she controls if black was spent to play Batwing Broom. Do both if white and black was spent. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, I've already brought this card up in one video. I love this card. Not only does it have sick artwork, but it has very sick utility. If you only have 1 colorless mana and white available to you, you can prevent all combat damage. It's a fog. If you have 1 and a black mana with you, you can basically Revenge of Raven someone for attacking you. So for example, if someone's attacking you with 10 creatures, they lose 10 life. But for this card, you're going to want to hold up 1 extra mana because for 3 mana total, you can prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn and Revenge of Ravens your opponent, and that can shift the tide of the game completely in your favor, all with 3 mana. Now, the color identity of this card is not 1, but 2 different colors, so it does limit the amount of decks that it can be in. However, I genuinely think that this is worth an include in any deck that's running black or white. Black or white? Wrong. Black and white. Sorry about that, kiddos. All right, moving on. Next up on our list, we got Moment's Peace, 1 into green, instant from, this one's from World Championship Decks 2003. This is the copy of the card that's under $1 because it's EDH Jank Center, baby. You know I got you. It says prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. It also has flashback. For 2 and a green, you may play this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then remove it from the game. So this was a pretty simple include for me. Honestly, for 1 more mana, you get the Fog effect, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. It's still instant speed, great. But then you get recursion on top of it. You get an additional chance to cast it. All it takes is 1 more mana, and that's not hard to come by late in the game, which is when most Commander players tend to really want or very much need this kind of effect. And the Rebecca Guai art on this is fantastic. Hold on, let me switch to the Odyssey version. There we go. Look at that. That is such... That reminds me very much of like Korra and the Tree. I won't spoil it any further if you haven't seen the show, but you guys should definitely watch that show because it's very good. But you know what else is an amazing work of art? Gaining life. And that's what this next card does for us. It's Riot Control, 2 in a white instant from Dragon's Maze. You gain 1 life for each creature your opponents control. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. So this actually also gets the distinction of being our cheapest card of the day. This is a very sweet card that gains us life and prevents all damage. This card works extremely similarly to Congregate, another card that I really love that I think is underrated. It's definitely made it in a few lists and will continue to be on this channel. But look, in a Commander game, people are gonna have creatures. Barring any board wipes or any other shenanigans, boards are gonna be full late in the game when you need to be preventing combat damage. This definitely isn't a new idea, but your life is a resource, guys. You gotta use it. And gaining more of it puts you at an advantage, especially late in the game. Like I said, when life totals are low, this can swing the game single-handedly in your favor. And folks, if we'll take a nice little look-see here, this says prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. So if someone has some Niv Mizzet shenanigans going on or any other sort of non-combat damage shenanigans that they're trying to get at you with, pow, you Riot Control them to death, baby. Well, you know, not directly to death because all you're doing is preventing combat damage, but you know what I mean. Okay, coming up next, we got Kami of False Hope, 1 white mana creature spirit from Betrayers of Kamigawa. Sacrifice Kami of False Hope, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn, and he's a 1/1. And he's a 1/1. Did you guys hear that? That was weird. Anyways, this is a 1-drop sacrifice fog on a creature, so you can basically do a lot of shenanigans with this, and I'll point out some right now. So first of all, spirit. Spirit Tribal if you're into that. Second of all, it can sacrifice itself, so any and all dying triggers, things that love things to die, will love this card. But thirdly, I wanted to bring up a specific commander that I thought this would be amazing in, which is Hoffrey Ghostforge. So Hoffrey is 3 red and a white legendary creature dwarf cleric from Strixhaven. He says spirits you control get +1/+1 and have trample and haste, and whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. And it has, when this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to your graveyard, and he's a 4/5. So I am going to be talking about that second ability, but I just realized, like in real time, that this also synergizes with Hoffrey's first ability. It makes the little Kami a 2/2 with trample and haste. That's so cute. Anyways, remember how I said at the beginning of the video that I wanted to be able to cast multiple fogs in a game? Well, this combo lets you do that, guys. So basically, we need to use the Kami, so we sacrifice it, we prevent all combat damage, and we're safe. Hoffrey then instantly triggers, we'll exile the Kami from our graveyard, and we'll make a token copy that we can sacrifice and do the whole thing over again on a later turn. And then when we sacrifice that token copy, the original comes back into our graveyard, which we can recur with something like Sun Titan very easily, and start this whole loop over again. Wow, look at us. We're already at the last card of the day. But before we get to that last card, guys, if you really enjoyed the video, make sure you check out the Patreon. The link is in the description below. I've got lots of cool stuff going on with the Patreon. I've got a patron-only Discord where we get spell table games in and talk about our favorite cards. We plan on having a really great time in there, and again, all that support helps me make more videos for you guys. All right, enough dilly-dallying. Let's get on to our last card. Now, this card is definitely not a budget card, but I had to include it because I had never seen this card before in my life. It's Darkness, 1 black mana, originally printed in Legends. This says, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Call me Christopher Nolan, because I just brought this plot back around full circle. This is just Fog, but in black. This is Fog, but goth. Fog, but dressed up for Halloween. You get the picture. You don't have to pay $15 for it, but if you have it, you definitely should, because this would be amazing in a mono black deck when you need to prevent combat damage. And just as I emerged out of the fog, I will recede back into the darkness. That is the end of the video, folks. And hey, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what other fogs I might have missed or any other tier lists or things you'd like to see from me. I'm always down in the comment section interacting with you guys, so come on down and have a chat. All right, and that's all from me, folks. I'll see you on the next video.